So we started on time today. And like always, I need your feedback because I need to understand that the problems we experienced yesterday are solved today. Really, Savitri? You talking about my attire? I'm talking about my voice. Can you let me know if you have no audio issues, no echoing sound? Okay, thank you, Savitri. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you. But what's important to me is that I want to make sure that you're getting me loud and clear, and the audio, the video is really clear. Yeah, I know. The camera, no issues on my end. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good. Well, it's not a video, it's a webcam. A video camera is a webcam, and they don't have much alternatives where that's concerned. It's really a one-off thing, a one-off thing. All right. You guys are very observant, and that's what's important. But for me, it's about audio. You have to get the audio. You have to make sure you hear me properly. But welcome. For those who have tuned in, welcome to this broadcast of Dr. Love Persaud Uncensored. I appreciate you taking the time and being here. I appreciate the fact that you woke up today. You kept yourself well. You kept yourself healthy and mentally together so that you can be here. And as we go on with the show, feel free to add that number on your screen and call me live. Sometimes it's better to call because a lot of you are good at writing. And when you write these long texts, it's not always possible to read all of that. So it's better you just call me directly and then let's get on with that. But today I have some important things, some interesting things to talk about. Interesting things to talk about. Today I want to spend some time on Aubrey Norton. I want to spend some time on him. I want to revisit the teachers' union issue with this Coretta Scott lady. I also want to deal with the issue of the ministries. There's a video I came across where this woman, I don't know who she was or who she is, but it is very funny and very funny. It just it just continued to perpetuate the notion that women are toxic when it comes to driving and being in the traffic. But I'll share it to you shortly. But for now, let's acknowledge the lovely people here on the chat. I'll go to the top. If I missed your name, I'll get it eventually. So we have Tara, Badulal. Good afternoon, Dr. Love, and all the viewers. Continue sharing facts. Who love the truth will listen, and the will block haters block your ears. Well, thank you, Tara. You have Sabrina Love. Good afternoon, Dr. Love and fans. Shalini Bourne. Good afternoon, everyone. Davy. Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, Momina. Momina Hanif. Good afternoon, Dr. Love. Lynette Singh, good afternoon, Dr. Love. Persaud, ready to hear the latest? Well, it's not the latest, it's just what's relevant. Mike Carpen, hello, Persaud, and everyone. Paul Gangaram, good afternoon, watching from Barbados, Motherland. You have Savitri Rose, good afternoon, Dr. Love, listening to you from the job. Where do you work, Savitri? Nicole Edmond, good afternoon, Dr. Love. Yeah, thank you, Savitri. Nice attire. Davy is watching from Canada. Emily Etawaru, good afternoon from New York. Sandy, is it Sandy? Good afternoon, Dr. Love, Prasad, and everyone on the live program. Zahid Ali, God gives you the love you need. Yep. Unika Ragubir, good afternoon from Toronto. Sisto Narain, God bless everyone. Relationship, is it, oh, blessings. Salom, good afternoon, Dr. Love. Okay, good. I'll get to the rest later. But greetings to all of you. Greetings from the universe, and definitely from my end. I trust that you had a wonderful day, and whatever it is that you may have, whatever struggles you may have in your life, just understand that the conclusion of today doesn't necessarily begins tomorrow. The conclusion of today doesn't necessarily begins tomorrow. No situation is permanent. No situation is permanent. But when it comes to Aubrey Norton, his situation is permanent. Yeah, nothing can change that. So let's go to my intro. I'll come back after this. So welcome back. What I want to what I want to get into today, this is the truth. What I'm going to talk to you about today, it is the truth that nobody is talking about. Absolutely no one is talking about. Take a look at this lady. This is the lady that is now the president of the Teachers Union. If this is the face you come to school and have to face every day, I mean, she'll be better off as a police officer to scare criminals away. But I'm not shaming anybody here. I'm being practical. When you put on this look in front of cameras, when it comes to protest, that all the protests that almost collapsed the Ministry of Education, that is under this incompetent minister, Priya Manik-Chan, I understand why Priya Manik-Chan may have been fearful of using the ammunition she has at her disposal to deal with this lady. But if Priya Manik-Chan was as vibrant as she was supposed to be, Question is, how is it that Coretta McDonald ascended to the presidency of the teachers trade union and allegedly secured the support from over 2,000 subscribers, teacher subscribers to the union? You have to investigate under what circumstance or duress if these teachers were threatened, if they were threatened to be expelled from the union, therefore they have no protection, that they had to vote for that particular candidate. Did the PNC use fear mongering, manipulation? Did they hijack the teacher's potential freedom and potential ambition towards promotion or seeking to upgrade themselves in the teaching profession? How is it that amongst hundreds of teachers, thousands of teachers who would have hold positions in the union or has ambitious dreams to better their situation, regardless of whatever government is in power, how is it that none of them wanted to contest the elections? How is it? That needs to be investigated. You need to understand, the Guyanese system must understand, and which they are aware of, that when it comes to the PNC and their camp, there is always conspiracy to do harm against their opposition. Always. So if there were people who had ambitions to run for the presidency of the union, why did they withdraw their candidacy? Why didn't they pursue it further? That it seems that this Coretta woman won the election unopposed. Unopposed. How is that even practical? I mean, when it comes to promotion in the schools or teachers' promotion from average to senior or whatever, they make an issue. They make an issue. And none of them want to contest, none of them is interested. And what is said that this is not a political thing? If the PNC has control over the education system, this is why yesterday I procrastinate that talking point for today. That it seems as though the PNC is really the shadow government. It's really the shadow government. The government that you think is running the country is really not the government who pulling the strings. It's the PNC who pulling the strings, because every time the government now, the Ali government, has to get something done, so much bureaucracy. And it's on the PNC side. The bureaucracy is on the PNC side. They're the ones who are making it impossible. So nobody from the PPP can hold positions of authority in these unions, in these organizations, in these so-called NGOs. Why? Why always it has to be a PNC operative, and not just an operative, in the executive circle of the PNC? Always occupy the head of these positions. Look at the unions, trade union, teachers union, call them PNC. Even the ERC, the Ethnic Relations Commission. You have an Indian man who might be the head, but he's just a rubber stamp, because he can't get nothing done unless he gets approval from the PNC candidates. Why can the PPP use their apparatus? Why can they get strong men and women to lead ministries and to use the power of the minister and the ministry to get a lot of things done and to shut these unions down. Shut them down. Why do you need a teachers union? That thing was established to work against the government. All these unions that are there, their only mandate is to work against the government. Okay, let's try the calling thing. We have a caller coming through here. Let's try the calling thing. Let's see how this works. Hold on. Yes, hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, Dr. Lowe.
Yes, greetings.
Susan, all right? You as a doctor, can you do something about that face that woman has?
Coretta Scott.
Yes, definitely. Can you
Oh,
do something, anything can make her look a little decent?
well, what I can tell you is that if she's related to Aubrey Norton, then that's a genetic thing. That's a genetic disorder.
Or what surgery cannot do nothing about it or nothing, nothing?
Well, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a philosopher. And my philosophy is to tell the PPP people in Guyana to make sure that when they wake up and they have to look to the wall to who the president is, they have something attractive to look at, and that's where Ali comes in.
Okay.
Anyway,
Definitely.
yes,
Definitely, doctor. And I just want to say you're doing a very good job and proud of you, doc. And continue doing this good job. You make us happy.
Th-
As Immigrants, you make us very happy. I'm telling you. May God bless you and love you always. We all
thank you
thank
very
you.
much. Thank you very much. Okay, I have to get a feedback now from you, the viewers, to let me know if you got that caller there clearly, if you heard everything he said, if the volume was okay, so that I can understand that I can continue to take the calls. If the caller, um, yes, because what he was asking me to do, what the caller was asking me to do, is if I can in any way repair the damage that has been done here, but I cannot. There isn't anything I can do. It seemed like this is a black thing. I can't do anything there. I really can't. She's related to Aubrey Norton and Rickford Burke and these people, and I can't repair that. Okay, thank you, Tara Badulal. Yes, her name is Coretta McDonald. Oh, and not Scott. Okay, not Scott. Yes. So, like I said before, there are a lot of people, potential good quality candidates. You cannot have, and Priya Manik Chan, look, this is what you want to see heading certain organization. This is the pleasant personalities you want to see heading organization. You get cooperation, you get unity, you get people to follow you when you have these kinds of people leading organizations. Pleasant, very pleasant. Okay, and beauty has nothing to do with the construction of your face. I mean, Aubrey Norton and his people, they have damaged face. They were like they had a hurricane. It seemed like as though one of the missiles escaped from the Middle East and just impacted their face. So that's a different thing. But with Pierre Manichan there and some of the others from the PPP, pleasant, pleasant. You want to engage them. They're pleasant, nice to look at. But the thing about it is that beauty, while it may represent simplicity, it cannot be associated with stupidity. And the fact that Coretta McDonald is the president of the union, it is because the minister of education is stupid. You should have you should have seen this coming. The man that was there, he was more compromising and flexible, even though he's an idiot. But I could have tolerated him. How did they vote him out? That's always what happens. That is always what happens. If you cannot join in the crimes, the evil of the PNC, and you're black, they bleach your skin for you. They put a hit on your character. They circulate the memo to tell other racist black people to avoid you, sign you out, um, cast you aside. You are the Judas in the black community. That's what they do. And the people that they embrace, the black leaders that the black people embrace, are the ones who don't have their best interests at heart. They don't have their best interests at heart. And it's ridiculous. This is something that they have to stop. But it's an age old problem. It's the Bornum curse. It is the Bornum curse. Let's examine the PPP. The people that always ascend to leadership position in the PPP, from my experience, let's deal with the presidency to come down. I have to get into this because I don't have time. I don't have time to talk about oil rig, GPL, and all these made up, fabricated talking points from the opposition. I don't have time to elaborate on that. When they come with those things to the table, they have to come with evidence, and they don't have it. They never come with evidence. So I'm not going to spread their conspiracy nonsense. I'm speaking on the basis of facts. And the facts that I'm speaking to, I want the people to understand this explicitly clear. Look at these two guys. Let it sink in for a while. Let it sink in. This is Coretta Scott McDonald. Ah, hear me again. Oh boy. Coretta McDonald, and now the president of the GTU. And we have there that idiot Aubrey Norton, her cousin. And we have our president, Irfan Ali. Take a few seconds and just gaze upon the one on the right. The with the suit and the tie. The one in the glasses with the paper in his hand. The good looking one. That guy there. Oh yes, he's the president of Ghana now. He is the president now. Take a look at that guy. Irfan Ali. Even when he was overweight, even when he was overweight, even then, he was a movie star compared to that demon next to him. Now he's slimmed down and he's looking out for his health and he is eating properly, I guess. I don't think he's getting enough rest with everybody bugging his phone every second, wants his attention, all them bloodsuckers around him. Yeah, but even in that time, Irfan Ali was a movie star compared to that idiot next to him. Aubrey Norton was born ugly. I have to keep saying this because you need to understand. I'm the first person who started to say that, and now all the people of the AFC are saying it. Everybody now is saying it. They didn't have the courage to tell the man the truth in the past. They're sucking up, they're sliming as if he's the president. They're sliming. Now they're telling him the truth. Now they let him understand that, hey man, how the heck did you get here? I mean, who did you have to bribe to vote for you? And that man that has a problem, a retarded brain. Aubrey Norton, who has a retarded brain. This is why all the pretty people, the beautiful people of the PNC, are leaving. They realize that they don't belong there. Because if that personality of Norton becomes contagious, it's going to corrupt their looks. And they don't want their looks to be corrupted because let me stress this to Norton. I followed you today. I had to take some aspirin because of the pain of having to listen to you for like 10 minutes. Yeah, I did. I did. I listened to Norton for 10 minutes because he was being interviewed by one of my favorite. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. Whatever his issues were in the past, whatever challenges he may have faced, Enrico Wolford is one of the best journalists Guyana has produced. I'll give him that. That is one man's feet I wouldn't step on. Uh-uh. No matter what anybody say about Enrico Wolford, that is one journalist I wouldn't challenge. Nope. Me and all my degrees, I wouldn't challenge Enrico. Anybody else, but not that guy. I look up to Enrico Wolford, one of the only journalists I respect. So, regardless of political affiliations, I would not allow that to disturb my respect for Enrico. If you have issues with Enrico, keep it to yourself. I have no issues with him. And I would not, I repeat, I will not disrespect Enrico Wolford for politics. I wouldn't do that. He's one of the best. Give him that. However, Enrico Wolford talked to Norton with the context program that he has. I think it was a weak interview. I think it was Enrico. Remember, I said, I'm not disrespecting you, I'm criticizing. There's a difference. Enrico Wolford, you need to understand that no matter how much you rock my baby on the treetop, oh, Norton, don't worry with them. You know, you're a pretty little baby. No matter how much you do that, no matter how much you run around and avoid the direct questions, it wouldn't change the fact that Aubrey Norton is not suitable. He never was to be leader of the PNC. No matter how much he is seen with you, Enrico, it wouldn't add to his caliber. Aubrey Norton is an idiot. Besides being ugly, besides being unattractive and unpleasant, there are some people who have damaged faces, but their voices, they make women wet with their voices. The women don't mind their faces, like, hey, I can close my eyes and listen to his voice. Oh my God, she's so, he makes me, you know? Norton has none of that. None of that. You ain't got a looks, you ain't got a voice. He walks funny. He walks like a hog. You know these hogs in heat? I talked about heat yesterday. You know the hogs in the pigs. Pigs. I'm not saying he's a pig. I said he walks like a hog. I'm using the decent term, hog. You know? Imagine a president walking like that. So Enrico, you were too easy with the guy. You were too easy with the guy. All the stuff he talked about, that was a weak interview. You were trying to help him. Don't put your professional credibilities on the line just to get Norton a few votes. You just, or unless you were setting him up to embarrass himself. If that was your motto, if that was your aim, you did a good job because he did embarrass himself. The shit that came out of his mouth, you think he was standing next to the toilet. What do they call it back in the day? Latrine? Yeah, latrine. He, Aubrey Norton is talking about crime. Aubrey Norton is talking about education. Aubrey Norton is talking about healthcare. Norton is talking about who has the capacity to deliver. It's not about looks. It's not about who is. I mean, Enrico Wolford, yes, you had the right to tell him, hey, buddy, this is not the Burnham time. This is not the modern time. This is the alley time. And the alley time, it's all about presentation. You got to be good looking. Your skin got to be nice. Everything has to be intact. In the 60s, now we have social media and smartphones. Smartphones mean you have to look smart. And there is nothing clever about Aubrey Norton. Nothing clever. His looks is dumb. He sound dumb. One other thing I want to mention on that interview that I took offense with. As a journalist, you rightly said that you are a journalist in the capacity of that interview. As a journalist, when you're interviewing people, and there are certain claims that persons or your guests make, you have to safeguard yourself from either one, ignoring the answer or the comment, or seemingly subscribing to the notion that what the person is trying to push. And Aubrey Norton, like on most platforms, is still milking that idea that that Adriana child, that dead child, was murdered. He's still pushing it. The child is dead and buried. So on your platform, context, he said twice, maybe more because I didn't watch all, twice, that the government, referring to the Irfan Ali government, covered up murder. He said it, of Adriana Young. Aubrey Norton, the leader of a political party, vying for the presidency, trying to convince the Guyanese people to vote for him, is spewing, peddling false claim without evidence, without the pronunciation of a justice system, without conclusive evidence that a crime was committed, and the government of the day, under the president, were complicit or were part of the conspiracy to cover it up. You, as a journalist, Enrico Wolford, should have asked him then, point, Mr. Norton, I heard you. Do you have any evidence to this claim you're making? Because you are on this platform. And if you're on my platform and you're saying that the government was involved in a corrupt of a murder of a child, do you have evidence to that? If so, where is it and why not bring it forward? It is not just to say stuff. Remember, Aubrey Norton has a very weak, emotionally unstable, poverty stricken following who would use any statement that suggests something that is targeted to the ills of the black community. You saw what that notion caused. You lived there, you experienced what this idea caused. It damaged a community, damaged people's livelihoods, burned the man's, the owner's premise, his home, his vehicles. All of that suffered because of that same thing you allow Norton to say. The child was murdered. The whole country, people's lives upset. Indian people afraid to walk the streets. To this day, they are being harassed. Racial slurs are being thrown at them due to that idea that the child was murdered where there was no evidence, where it has been proven over and over and over again that the child drowned. If you want to say she was murdered, then it's a grandmother, because negligence caused her to drown. So you can say the grandmother, no, the child can't swim, and allow her to go into the pool because her intentions were to let the child die. That's the notion you should peddle. But to talk about and allow this man to keep pushing this, it's okay for him to push it on the PNC platform and the government just leave it as that. But if he's coming on your platform and he's saying these, making these claims, and you do not challenge him on the evidence, you're telling your viewers that you believe what he's saying and you give him the room to keep pushing it. I don't see you like that, Enrico. You are an honorable, credible journalist. I don't see you like that. If you are a PNC, whatever, but when it comes to your job, you know, be professional. So, this thing about Norton, you talk about what the PPP isn't doing. You talk about some campaign in some place where the PPP is targeting black people, but when they go there, the blacks didn't show up. Which village you have predominantly blacks? The ghettos. When the PPP has a campaign, a meeting, it's not targeting any particular person. They're going to reach Guyanese in whatever area. They're going to talk to the Guyanese citizens. Have you forgotten that Irfan Ali really don't need to go anywhere? He spent his whole presidency going into neighborhoods. His whole presidency. He is the only president that has been busy. I think it's the fact that he's busy and was busy 24/7. Every day he's in some neighborhood. I think that's what caused him to lose weight. Being active. So on the campaign trail, he doesn't have to go anywhere. He is used. The Guyanese know that if there's one politician they'll see throughout the presidency is Irfan Ali. Those idiot ministers that he has, they're behaving as though they're the president. They can't step out their vehicles. Their feet can't touch the mud. Oh no. They can't walk Rob Street. They can't go in the supermarkets. No, they can't anymore. They can't go into the markets. They're too big for that. They're the president. So yes, if you say those ministers can't pull a crowd, maybe true. You also can't pull a crowd. But when it comes to the president of Guyana, Irfan Ali, that's the only man that everybody sees the whole term. Nobody can say to him, yes, President, when you wanted votes in 2019, you come and you campaign, but after you got the presidency, we didn't see you. No, that is one man you can't say that bullshit about. He's always been up and about. So when the PPP has campaigns that are going out to rally the people together, it's fun. Give people something to come to. Hey, come, let's hang out, let's socialize. Ali is the king of that. He is the king of socializing. Coretta Scott, she is the king, not king, she's the queen of protest. The queen of protest. So you can't judge Ali on some neighborhoods that is the PNC stronghold, and that you told they should not go there because somehow Burnham would find out and it will get them in their sleep. Look at the broader picture. In terms of national support, Ali don't have an issue. My issue with President Ali and his government is that he needs to understand that his friends, his circle of friends, didn't put him in power. The Guyanese that he is neglecting, and I say neglecting, and I mean neglecting, the Indo Guyanese, they put him in power. They're the ones who caused him to be president, not the blacks. The 30% blacks would vote for Norton anyhow. They don't care because God don't like ugly, but black people are sympathetic with ugly because ugly comes from amongst the blacks. But Ali don't have that issue. The PPP Indo Guyanese made President Ali president, and he knows that, and he's taking that for granted. And my concern is the Indo Guyanese are crying out throughout the presidency. They have issues with their pension. They are afraid to go collect the cash grant because of the blacks who might bully them. They are afraid to enjoy their country at nights. They are afraid to enjoy their luxury, drive around, walk around with their nice jewelry. Indian people love jewelry. Gold is symbolic to Indians. They like that. But they're afraid to enjoy it for being mugged and robbed and attacked. They voted for a president and a government to change all of that. The PNC 5 years, 2015, 2020, made it worse, made it worse for the Indians. You talk about racism? You talking about racism and you got a lawyer, Norton. You got a lawyer for a racist ghetto scrap, scrape. You got a lawyer after he desecrated, denigrated, disrespected a supreme deity that over 2 billion people revered and was convicted by a court or in the process of being convicted by a court. I am the one who pushed for him to be charged. I did. And you and your PNC party came out publicly and support his criminal activities to the point of wanting to secure a lawyer to defend that thug. And you're talking about Ali is racist? You blatantly make it clear to the Guyanese public that you hate Indians, even when it comes to violating their religious sanctity. You're going to defend a criminal and talk about freedom of expression for a criminal against that group of people who harms no one. The most law abiding people on this planet Earth. Let me go further now. Check anywhere, any country, any country. The law abiding citizens of any country where you have a multi ethnic group are East Indians, Indian people, law abiding. Crime rate is low or non existent in their communities. Any part of the world, Don't judge India. They're the only ones there. Outside of India, the people who don't commit crime are the Indians. Check the statistics. But anywhere in the world, on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in the Caribbean, in North America, the people with the highest criminal conviction, murder rate, um, name it, are black people. Two sides. This is why they say the blacks are of the devil and the Indians are of God. It's not being racist. It's factual. Factual. Look at the statistics. The data is there. Just Google. I am honest to facts. And there you have demonstrated it. You have demonstrated it that you are willing to fight for a criminal who disrespected a section of your society. One criminal, as against hundreds of thousands of people that he would have offended. You choose to protect and fight for him while disrespecting the others because you don't give a shit about the Indians. You racist scum. You don't give a shit. And you have the face where you don't have the face. You have the audacity to talk about racism in the PPP. The prime minister is a black man. The minister of public works that I'm sure criminals from the PNC side try to assassinate. Those gangs, they're all black. Look at the directors, permanent secretaries. You go through the list and see how many blacks hold prominent positions in the PPP. Look and see how many. It's hard to tell. It is hard to tell that Irfan Ali himself ain't a black man. The way he behaves. You have to look at him properly to say, nah, he's Indian. But from the fact that he pushes program from the government more in the communities of the blacks, the fact that the blacks in Guyana are benefiting more from government's programs, you would think that he's an operator of the PNC or he's a Negro lover. It's a matter of fact. I'm making shit up. I'm telling you like it is. So you are hurting the Indians when you forget your base. Aubrey Norton, Indian people don't expect anything from you. They don't expect anything from you. You are a racist. They know that. I know that. Everybody knows that. So you have to fight to secure that small group of vulnerable, stupid black people that follow you. You need to keep that crowd. So when you're ready for your protest and your burnings and your lootings, you can call them out. Now, let's go to this. I want to include this quickly. I want to make a comment on this here. Look at this. This is
do this. This lady come passing, right? Look, look. All this space, this Land Cruiser again for pass. Plus, this Land Cruiser could easily pass down here, so. And show any man to apologize. See. The whole truck could pass them on. Highlight. Everybody could tell you could pass there.
You blocked me up a few minutes ago right there.
Woman, you are blocking everybody up. Well, go your way, please.
You just did. You was up the road picking up a child right there. You stopped right in the middle of the road.
She said she can't pass. She can't pass. So she could flip on the train. I look how much space is going over here, my lord.
I came across that, and I don't know who this person is associated with, but of course that vehicle that she's driving, there's a price tag attached to that, and I'm sure that she didn't buy it because from what I'm noticing, if you had bought that yourself, you would avoid you would avoid as much confrontations as possible because you value your money. So she's either attached to some rich family or a rich husband or some shit. But I don't think that that individual is associated with anybody from the PN for the PPP. That woman has to be somebody from somewhere. Maybe her husband is a criminal or a drug dealer or a gangster or some shit. But for you to have that kind of aggression in public, for you to be so brazen, to want to confront physically, demanding people to apologize to you because of your stupidity, for you to be in that, to have that kind of confidence that you can have these things and make these demands. One, you have to know that your husband or your father is some thug or some gangster that kills people. You have to know that your associations is some bully, something bad you are associated with. People who live like that, who bully people like that, there's nothing good about you. Nothing. And because you drive that vehicle, this is the reason why I'm saying that she could not be associated with any minister or government official. That's a thuggish behavior. That's ghetto. That's an Indian, but that's ghetto. Any Indian, especially woman, behaving like that in public, ghetto. Everything about her is thug life, ghetto, gangster. The thing you hear about Roger Khan and all these things you hear about him, well, if those things are true, then that woman would be in a situation where like somebody like Roger Khan might be her boyfriend. So she thinks that anybody, she can approach anybody, she can gangster anyone. And if anybody tried to put her to a place, she like, you can try it. My boyfriend is Roger Khan. My husband is Roger Khan. And because the person knows that, hey, criminal, don't even bother. Don't, it's not worth it. She gets away with it. But not because people fear her, because people don't want the trouble. So she's a bully. But I don't know who she's affiliated with. But that's not Indian. Leave certain things to the ghetto. Leave certain things. I mean, women generally are toxic. Yes, women are toxic, especially in traffic. They're always right. They're always right. And you saw that situation there. Yes, there is so much room for her to keep driving. It's not a parking spot that she wants to get out of the vehicle and the person is and she pull up too close. She's going through. But that drug that she used or whatever issue she may have had with her boyfriend or husband or whatever, any little situation she would pick on to to convey that, to put that burden on somebody else. But that's not Indian. That's being stupid. That's being an idiot. That's being ghetto. And she should be embarrassed. You are an embarrassment to the Indian community. Indian women don't behave like that. They don't behave like that. You want to fight because you drive a big car? Anybody can buy that shit. Anybody. And this is what I said yesterday. Women like that are judging men on their paycheck, not a paycheck, their bank account. Because if her husband was a decent man, though he may have some money, and she can drive that cruiser, his personality will rub off on her. She will never be that toxic in public because the husband is a well-respected man and she don't want to bring embarrassment to him, so she will behave herself. But if she's used to that, seeing him roughing people up, bullying people, talking about she would think she has the, okay, she want to be gangster too. Disgraceful. So you have to know who she's affiliated with. And if she's affiliated with anybody of prominence, they should be ashamed that their wife is behaving like that in public. There would be a liability to a political party because no sensible voter is going to vote for a political candidate who has a wife that terrible. No, they wouldn't vote for that person. Because if you're not in office and your wife is this toxic, imagine if you become president or minister. Oh my gosh, she's going to slap people. She's going to walk on to spit on people. That's how low life that woman is. You're dressing your vehicle, you embarrass those things. Those things are for the finer people of life, decent people, upstanding. I hate those kinds of scenes. I really hate it, especially from Indian people, because it's not your culture. Islam, Hinduism is not your culture. You want to try to be ghetto? Nonsense is that. It's ridiculous. So, look, like I said before, and I'm dealing now, I want to switch back to the Norton guy, Aubrey Norton. Politics is about presentation. Aubrey Norton, you are representing a nation. And if you look around the world, if you look around the world at politicians, the only part of the world where you have politicians that are hideous, as in real ugly, like you, Norton, the only part of the world where you have that are some African countries. Some African countries. Nigeria, South Africa, Ghana, only in Africa, where black people elect the ugliest and the dumbest of them all. And Africa has, I mean, black people are beautiful people, but they just choose the blackest and the ugliest to lead them. They have an issue with beauty. Yeah, you can look in the neighborhoods in the ghetto and look at how some of the men that those beautiful virgins of the ghetto they go sleep with. Then you understand. Look at some of the men they choose. Virgins. They never had sex, but look at them thugs. Look at them low lives. You can't see them at nights. I mean, you see them, it's just red you're seeing. Just the devil's eyes. Those are the men that a lot of the black young girls they're going with. Why? Because you have leaders like Aubrey Norton who are promoting that unpleasant characteristic, that unpleasant personality. So black girls now are thinking if you want a real man, he has to be ugly. So if he's good looking, if he's handsome, maybe he's too sissy. I can't do this shit. How you do it? Yeah, you get the point. Maybe he's too sissy. But it has nothing to do with that. It's a selling point. It's marketable. Look at the commercials. Look around the world. There is a reason why certain people must be in front. They are pleasant to look at. Look at Chetty Jagan. I mean, look at Chetty Jagan. I have to keep saying it. He is the most in his time. I mean, even when if you compare, do this for me. Compare Chetty Jagan at his age when he passed away. Compare another politician at their age. Politician, Guyanese politician. Put the two side by side. You see, if I had a technician here, I could just let the person just pull up the stuff for me. Pull it up for me and let's see what's happening. There's noise outside there. The garbage man is now coming to remove the garbage. Let me just. Yeah, I don't want you to get that terrible sound out there. Um, yeah, but put them side by side. Chetty is a beautiful man, beautiful man. He was good to lead the country because he had the personality that draws attention. It's like, wow, such a handsome politician. Look at them ones that took over after him. Look at Hoyt, Desmond Hoyt. Look at Corbyn, Robert Corbyn. Look at Granger. Black people just like ugly. I don't get it. I don't get it. I can't understand why. Is it an insecurity thing? They're not capable of, or they don't think that they can get the best candidate. There's so many handsome people in Guyana, black people, very beautiful, attractive, sexy. But the ugly one is always defeating the purpose. Always defeating the purpose. So they have these criminals that are following them because criminals don't like beauty. Crime is ugly. Let's look at Jagdeo. Look at the comparison. Look at Jagdeo. I mean, beauty, perfect. Look at Ali, macho, perfect. But they're from the PPP side. Look at the women in the PPP that hold certain positions. I mean, some of them are stupid, like Vidya Persaud and Priya Manikchand, but they're beautiful, attractive, good to look at. PNC, the pretty ones are crossing over. Amanza and the others, I don't know all their names, but they're crossing over because they realize that they can't hang out there. Too much ugliness in the PNC camp. They want to go where the pretty people are, PPP. So yes, Norton, politics is about presentation, speech, and personality. You have none of that. Irfan Ali has both. He's handsome and he's well spoken. And yes, here. Oh, what university that you got to look at for what IFLOT? What's IFLOT? IFLOT has schools, secondary schools there. Yeah, Ali has proven his capacity. As Minister of Housing, he did a lot. He had no prior training to be minister. He had no prior training to be president. This is the first time Irfan Ali is, I mean, he was Minister of Finance too, was it? Yeah. But every position that he held in office, It was the first time. He learned on the job and he did a good job, a good job. This is the first time he's president. He's learning on the job, but you would think he has been president before. Because the man is blessed. He's blessed with beauty, he's blessed with personality, and he's blessed with Jagdio. He has Bar Jagdio. If I'm to be a politician, I need Jagdio on my side. I need his schooling. All the stuff he has, that's what I want. Bar Jagdio. Because I know if I have Jagdio, Bar Jagdio on my side, ain't no way I can lose. I'll always be winning. So the Guyanese people need somebody that is worth looking at to represent them. They need that. PNC don't have those people. All of them are crossing over to the PPP. Look who the PNC has: Coretta Scott and Aubrey Norton. Come on, man. Is that what you're going to have your children look up to? Norton? You're going to tell your child, your daughter, if you have any, or granddaughter, to aspire to have a husband that looks like you? Okay, daughters want men like their fathers, but you should have her, let her have some ambition. Some ambition. If you want to pick a black guy, a lot of you say I'm black, right? Okay, I'll give you that. I'm Indian, but if you see me as black, fine. Tell your daughters, tell them look to me. Say, hey, don't look at them Indian boys now. You want a black guy to look at Professor Love. Take somebody that looks like him. You're being ambitious. But if you have, I mean, Coretta Scott, where is this Scott coming from, man? How did this Scott thing get in my head? I have to find out where did I hear this Scott thing from. But Coretta McDonald, I don't care how much money she has. And they all have money. Don't think they're broke. They're pretending that they're broke. They have money. $1 million a month? Let's do some mathematics. If Nigel Hughes is watching, $1 million a month is $12 million a year. Okay? $12 million a year. 5 years is what? 60 million. Oh my gosh. Aubrey Norton earned $60 million, Ghana dollars, over the past 5 years. 60. The man is a millionaire and he can't get a plastic surgery. A millionaire. He should sponsor a plastic surgery for his cousin, Coretta McDonald. $60 million. You know what I can do with $60 million? Are you kidding me? I'll be happy. Look, I need people to support me. Yeah, to show their love gifts and support me. I'm not Aubrey Norton. I'm not earning that kind of money. So I need my loyal fans to do that. But if I was having that opportunity and having $60 million, I mean $1 million a month from the taxpayers, because in the PPP paying him is the Guyanese people paying Aubrey Norton that to push racism. To push racism. That's the money he's getting to push racism. But I can't do that. I can't push that. No, 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 no. I love my fans too much. I love the people of Guyana too much. I can't promote that. I have to promote security. I have to promote safety for the good citizens of Guyana. But the people want a leader that they can look at, an attractive person, a beautiful person, well spoken. They want that. It's not about age, it's about competence. Competence, general competence. You don't have it, Norton. You should have allowed somebody else in your party, even this Brooms woman. Now you have all these Negroes in the PNC are starting their own political party because you are an idiot. They don't want to be seen with you. You should have stepped aside and let a woman run the PNC, and maybe you will have the PNC women, the black women, to support you. Now you're losing all the black women. They're going to Brooms and Walt and Amanda and Ali. They're going to them, and the young the young people, the ghetto. You know those thugs that likes to burn tires on the road and loot. You lose them too. You know where they're going? They're going for the free food, the free beers, and to be seen with a billionaire, Azruddin. They are voting for Azruddin Muhammad. Those ghetto youths, yes, they can't go to the PPP. The PPP is law and order. No, they can't go there. It means they have to change, and they can't change. They're going to go hang out in the camp of Muhammad. You're losing them. You lose the women and you lose those thugs. What do you have? You have David Hines, Alexander, and all those other idiots that you hang out with and you drink and get drunk. Yeah. And the first thing you should do after the next election for your own safety. And what's the other thing? You want to legalize marijuana? Rastafarian community? If the Rastafarian community of Ghana wants to smoke free dope, they can go to the Netherlands, Europe. In Holland, it's legal. In America, a lot of the states, you can smoke for free. The cops don't arrest you. We don't want that in Guyana. We don't want legalize marijuana in Guyana. We don't want that. If I had my way, there are two things I will ban. Matter of fact, three things. I will ban from Guyana alcohol, cigarette, and any kind of drugs. Ban it. Illegal. If I have to burn down the ghetto, I'll burn down the ghetto to get rid of it. I would do it. Rum, alcohol, cigarette, drugs, marijuana. I'll ban it. We don't need that in that society. You're pushing for the legalization of marijuana because you need a few Rastafarian votes? Really? I would ban it. So this is the kind of man that wants to get into power. This is the kind of man that wants to lead the Guyanese nation. You want to legalize marijuana. You're defending a criminal that disrespects an entire Hindu community. You're talking about passing legislations for what? 400,000 cash grants to who? You couldn't even maintain the cash grant that the government had started in 2014. You came into office in 2015 and you cut it out. And that was a small amount. You're promising to raise cash grants, and the little amount you couldn't give, you're talking to those 1% brain capacity PNC people in those ghetto neighborhoods. They're going to believe that shit. They're going to believe that. But the average Guyanese, no, that is bullshit. They know it's bullshit. I'm not supporting Ali on the cash grant stuff. I never supported it. I was against it. You give them cash grants, you're making them more lazy. They're already lazy. So many jobs in Guyana, they don't want to work. I was against cash grants and I'm still against it. Now you're going to give money for babies. I'm against that too because you're encouraging all these Negro women to go sleep with Tom, Dick, and Harry to get some healthy sperm, to make some babies, to get a cash grant. They're doing that same shit in French Guiana and France and Europe. The blacks are doing it in Europe because the governments, the French government, European governments are giving stipends or giving money every month or every 3 months to mothers for children from before pregnancy to age 18. And the blacks are exploiting it. One black woman would have 10, 15 children. They leave Suriname and go to French Guiana just to make kids with whoever they can sleep with and they do it just for the money. And the children grow up to become gangsters and prostitutes and thugs and all that stuff, but the mothers do it for the money. All over Europe, they do it. And you are encouraging the same shit in Guyana. They're going to get pregnant every 10 when they deliver now. Within 3 months, that blood stops. They heal properly, conceive again to keep getting that money. They're not going to look at opportunities to better themselves. You're giving them free education, but they see the typical ghetto black woman, she sees a baby as an achievement than a degree or a certificate. So instead of spending 9 months to finish a course, maybe a beauty course, some course that can empower her, she would carry a pregnancy for 9 months. And at the end of that all, oh my gosh, she graduated with a baby. And every year another one comes. 5 years, 5 kids. Dumb as hell. They're not going to take advantage of education and empowering themselves economically. The fastest thing they can make is a baby. And then pressure the government. And then people like Aubrey Norton and the PNC is encouraging it. Always telling them, oh, we'll do this for you. Go make your kids. We'll do that for you. And you, Ali, you're falling prey to that. You're falling prey to that. Stop the cash grants. Stop it. They finish it in a week and they're hungry for the rest of the year. All this crap. There are no jobs. There are no this. Why not? Because the people who are leaving the professional field after being trained by the government of Guyana, after given all the specialities and skills, are the black women, not the men, the black women, every sector. They're leaving, always want something better. So when the government takes foreigners to fill their space, you hear Aubrey Norton talk about, oh, it's racism. You're not giving this, but the same money, the same salary that these black professionals left and went away from, these foreigners are coming for the same money. And they have to pay rent and all of that out of that money. When the blacks who left didn't have rent to pay, they had no rent to pay. But their hatred for the government, their hatred for the Indians, they didn't think of their future. They rather go to another country and pay high bills, rent, taxes, and then talk about how good their lives are. But yet they can't come on vacation back and forth to the country. But the foreigners who come there and are earning the same money they left, That foreigner, those foreigners can go and come on that same salary, but the blacks can't because they can't budget as household, but they want to budget as a government. Shitting a work like that is the same kind of people, same mentality, same kind of people. It ain't gonna work like that. And jobs are not there. And these are the things that these people are depending on people like Aubrey Norton for inspiration. And the PPP keeps bending over for the Afro Guyanese. Where are the thanks? What appreciation do they get? A small amount. You better focus on your base, PPP. You better focus on your base. Because a lot of those Indians in the ghetto, those low life that hangs with those low life Negroes, they're gonna vote for Muhammad. They're gonna vote for Muhammad. They're gonna vote for Norton, but they'll vote for Muhammad. So you better stop this nonsense. You let them understand that they are seen and they are heard. One vote is too much to lose. I want the PPP to secure a 10-seat majority in the parliament. 10-seat majority. I want that. For you to support, to secure that, you have to touch your bases from Berbice to Essequibo, the 10 regions. 10 regions, all your bases. Go back to the policies of Chetty Jagan. If you forgot how to do it, go read the books of Chetty. Go back to his notes. Look at his strategies. He connected, he kept the people together. Don't get caught up in this black frenzy, President Ali. Don't get caught up in it. I know you don't like when I talk a certain way. I know you don't like it, but this is me. You got to be a president for the whole country, but when it comes to campaigning, you're a politician. This is elections time. You know your base. You campaign, speak to the needs of your base. Don't make mistakes and try to cut across to pull some black votes from the ghetto. It ain't gonna happen. They're loyal to the PNC. They like ugliness. The qualified blacks, those with degrees, all those with ambitions, they're with the PPP. They're with the PPP. You don't need to impress them. They're seeing what you're doing. They're seeing everything. They understand you are the best president. They know that. But them low life thugs, they're not convinced. They want to get rid of you. Don't take it for granted. Well, yeah, I see the calls were coming in, but oh man, 10 calls. I got to get used to it. Yeah, I see over 10 call. I have to get used to it. Forgive me. I'll get used to it. I'll get used to it. All right, so let's take some let's go to the chats and see what's happening here. The live chats. Oh boy, the Christopher guy again. I ain't gonna read your stuff today, Christopher. I ain't gonna read your stuff today. I'm in a good mood and I don't want my mind I don't want my mind to be disturbed with your stupidity, with your nonsense. If you and your husband have an issue, then take it out on him. All right? Yeah, the cuckoo bird just flew past his nest. You see, even the fans are saying exactly who you are. Yeah, even that. Sabrina. Yeah, Look, let's get some good stuff here. Let's they have a lot like Christopher Guy there. Let's not deal with him. I'm looking for something that I can really share with you guys. P. Alicock, tell us it looks like you. Yeah, they're all related to me. Yeah, all the people that support the PPP, all of the people who are sending me love and sending me prayers and sending me gifts, they're related to me. They're my followers. They're my fans. They're my supporters. Okay, they take the time and send their love gifts to me. So they report. They're related. They have to defend me. I need them. I pray for them. So yes, please, they go where I send them. And if I say go vote for the PPP, they're gonna vote for the PPP. So all you Negroes who are doing your stuff, yeah, we're all Indians. Indians, yeah, Indo-Guyanese, all of us. So I don't listen to ghetto music. I never listen to it. I don't play it. Maybe some of the R&B back in the day, but I don't listen to hip hop or rap or dancehall music or whatever they call these things. I don't listen to it. I don't play it. I don't listen to it. I don't know who these people are. It disturbs my peace. I don't read anything from them. Yes, I don't. I hardly watch Hollywood movies for black people. I hardly watch it. I don't watch black movies. Too much violence, too much immorality. So I don't. You understand? This is how it has been with me forever. I don't feast on it. It disturbs my peace, my mental environment. It doesn't go in my ear. I can't handle it. Since yes, I watch European movies, I watch Indian movies, I watch Chinese movies, but I can't deal with those Negro stuff. I can't. I can't. Too much screaming and shouting and violence and immorality, and it's terrible. Terrible. And always this Christian stuff, and they're a bunch of hypocrites. You see the Tyler Perry stuff? You see how demonic that man is? Tyler Perry, the hero of the black community. Look how bad he is. Abusing men. Abusing men. If he was a ladies man, I was like, wow, yeah, yeah, ladies man. But you're gonna use your power to abuse men? Look at Puff Daddy. Men, black thing. I ain't hanging out there. No, I like women. I like guys who like women. And what group is that? Indian men. Indian men like women. European men like women. Chinese men like women. But something about black men with money and power, they just have a distaste for women. They want to go with men. I can't hang in that crowd. So you see why I have to be where I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable amongst the PPP. Okay? And any smart Negro, any Negro that considers him or herself higher class should demonstrate that conviction and stand with the PPP. Ain't no way you can be associated with the PNC and you call yourself a first class. Negro. In no way. Now, this is how I talk. So, President Ali, if you have a problem with that, that's your problem. You talk how you talk. I talk how I talk. I'm not running for votes. I'm not trying to get elected. So, if you want to have them black votes, you can suck up to them. I don't have to do it. I'm not looking for that. What I know, President Ali, what I know is that the Indians in Guyana are the largest ethnic group. Their votes are the largest vote by demographic. If the Indians alone vote for you, you would easily win. But if they boycott you, the blacks ain't gonna vote for you, then you lose. So what you need to do as a politician, as a presidential candidate, focus on your base. Focus on your base. The good blacks, they would follow you anyhow. You don't need to impress them. They're going to vote for you anyhow because they're not going to vote for PNC. But leave the rest, leave them ghetto, and give your attention to the needs of your Indian base. That's how I talk. You're a politician. You have to sound politically correct. I don't have to sound politically correct. So until next time, share this live, especially on Facebook. Share this video, this live on Facebook. Let the PNC people see. Share it on Facebook. I'm still locked out of Facebook. I can't do anything there, but share the live on Facebook. I'll see you again next time.